So for some reason, YouTube kept deleting my thumbnail for one of my recently uploaded videos. It is about improving the metadata of your videos, and it touches on 5 T's, which are your thumbnail, title, thesis statement, timestamps, and tags. And I really didn't know what was happening in the beginning. So all I saw was that I was looking at my analytics. I was going through what my first amount of views were like for the first couple of hours. I would have already posted my links to my video via my social media, and I saw that my thumbnail was no longer there, the one that I would have custom created and uploaded. And I was like, oh, maybe something went wrong with the internet and it didn't upload properly. So I just went in and I changed it back. And then in a matter of minutes, YouTube took down my thumbnail again. So I was like, okay, whoa, something is happening, right? So I decided to check my email because I saw that I had some new emails coming in, and it was like from YouTube itself, and they were saying, hey, Basic Enterprise, we removed your thumbnail because we believe that it is in violation of our community guidelines, right? And it had a whole big amount of text after that I kind of just skimmed through, and then I was like already freaking out. But I remember reading that this is just a warning, it is not like a strike on your channel, so you can just change it and everything will be cool, right? So I did that, but in the back of my mind, while I was making this particular video, I was already afraid of the new thumbnail that I was creating for one of my older videos, and I thought that it would have a copyright issue. So I was already thinking that it was some sort of copyright issue because I had used some Google images and I wasn't sure if it was actually subject to copyright or if it was, fair use. And that was the thought process in my mind. So I was like, okay, I need to get rid of the thumbnail, because what I did was I put a before and after picture of the old thumbnail versus the new thumbnail. So I got rid of both thumbnails, even though it clearly made sense at the time if I was able to upload both of those thumbnails separately, that a thumbnail combining those two older thumbnails should not be a problem. But of course, when you're in it, like, all logic goes out the window. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to hastily put together a thumbnail because they have my video displaying with the screen grab or the screenshot of one of those thumbnails that they just pull out of the video. Now, ironically enough, the auto-generated thumbnail ended up being a picture that was depicting me versus like the copyright police, I label them. So it was actually kind of fitting, right, that was the thumbnail being displayed, because that was actually what was happening. Like, I was getting problems with YouTube's for violating some sort of terms of service. So that was like really mind-blowing that was happening, and that happened, and it was correlating so well. So the thumbnail was not as bad, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, not what I envisioned. So what I literally did was I put up a before and after text, and then I just put just text. I made sure I didn't put any images because I thought the images were the problem. So this new thumbnail was literally before trash thumbnail, after terrific thumbnail, and it's just literally the words and like bold color, and they strike it down again. So I'm like, okay, hold up, wait, something not right, because you cannot strike down something that is literally just text. It have no obscene language, it have no profanity, it have no suggestive language, it don't have any of that. So there's no way that this is in direct violation of the community guidelines, right? So obviously something was going on with the program, because they clearly is not somebody going in and doing this. There's a place where you could file an appeal, and I appealed the one with the text because I was still feeling as though something may be wrong with the other one, which had some images that I just rip off of Google and put into the thumbnail with variations, of course, and adjustments. So I appealed the safer one, and within, let's say, about 5 hours, it got approved. I got an email back from YouTube, and they were saying, okay, your appeal has been approved and your thumbnail is back up. And I didn't chance changing the thumbnail back to the original one because I thought that it would be problematic. And now I have this video with this thumbnail that is generic AF, and it's probably not going to get a lot of clicks, but it is, to me, it's really good. And because there is probably something with that video in particular, I'm afraid to upload another thumbnail in fear that it might get struck down again. So I kind of treading lightly with that one. But what I believe is happening is that somewhere in the email, I remember reading that a lot of their staff is, either working from home or remotely, and they don't have the full workforce, I believe, that they usually have. So they have programs now running those type of things. So, and I think because they probably had a history of problems when programs tend to go in and do these types of maintenance, let's say, and upholding of rules. I'm not sure how else to explain that there have been a lot of misjudgments, let's say, a lot of misjudgments and a lot of appeals being filed, which is why they probably didn't strike me down outright, and they probably just issued a warning because they didn't want YouTube in a whole uproar. I'm sure is what would have happened, because my thumbnail it has no violence or anything like that. Simply some video game characters that people would have already used in their thumbnails before, which should not be problematic. I think that's one of the main reasons that they are a bit understaffed, and they need to start using automated systems to do some of the things like this. So yeah, don't get scared and panic like me if YouTube just suddenly removes a thumbnail. Just appeal it and you should be fine once you know that those are the type of thumbnails you have already been accustomed to making and nothing was wrong before. So you should be in the clear in terms of adhering to the community guidelines. And if you want to see the videos that I'm referencing, I will link them in the end screen right here. Right, so if you want to see how I improved the metadata of my previous video and the video itself, whose metadata I improved, you can check those out. And I'll see you over there in the next video.